So I didn't want this video to be 118 hours, so I decided to cut it off. Are you even listening? Can you hear me? Can you see? Oh, sorry. My mistake. That is great camouflage. Today, I am very excited. We are officially kicking off the 2026 garden, and the reason I am very excited is several years ago we moved. So we knew we were going to move, so I did not plant a garden. We bought our house in June, and with everything else going on, we did not plant a garden last year. It is now the middle of February, and I have 10 raised flower beds from Vevor, and we are going to start the process of gardening. We are going to get one of these put together today. I want to go out and see the spacing for the garden. We are going to collect the soil to send off for a soil sample test. Though I'm not too worried about that because this, where I'm putting the garden, it was never really a garden, it was just a hayfield. All right, let's get this thing open. The packaging is really nice on these, and you get rod A for 2-foot use. Nice manual. Pipe down. General manual for 17-inch tall, Novell raised garden beds. So I have a Novell. Looks pretty easy. I'm guessing this might stick to the side. It's got 2 little magnets on it where you can write beans, whether you're doing green beans, string beans, black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, or just regular old beans. Goes over the top so you don't slice your arm on the metal, and that looks like it's the right size for those. All right, so there's 1 screw and 2 nuts. These rounded ones here, the directions say they go in the top 2 holes. The rest of them deeper down get these. I suppose that's to save your little hands. If you're digging in the dirt, you don't rub it against this, would be my guess. So 2 of these come marked with the Vigo nameplate. So we'll put 1 right here and then 1 down on the other side, opposite side. We're going to tighten these things. And it's all tightened down, ready to go. Now, like magic, here are the rest of them. Let's get out to the garden. I'm going to clean this edge up right here. I tell you what I think I'm going to do. Instead of building a retaining wall, I've got an idea. And no one said it's a good one. I'm going to try to get that log up to the garden. Probably a little heavy for my front end loader. I'm going to get some of this cleared up so I can have access to that. Kind of push it off to the side. If you have never done raised beds before, one thing that is hard to imagine is what it takes to fill one of these. And I know from experience, put in raised beds, and I set them all up, laid them all out, and they were very close together, probably just 2 foot apart, enough to get in there and pick your veggies or do whatever. When I went to fill them, I grabbed my tractor and I thought, there's no way I can get to these beds. So it's a lot of work when you first get this thing set up. But after that first season, then it gets a little bit easier. You add some compost, maybe some manure, whatever you have. You're just amending the soil at that point. But right now, what we're trying to do, these are 17-inch beds. For some of the shallower crops, like your lettuce and all of that, we don't need that much good topsoil right now. We can put logs and sticks and cardboards and unfinished compost, all of that, probably the bottom foot, the first 12 inches, where your lettuce seeds and that, the early season crop, they don't grow as deep. So that's an advantage for the first year, but really it's just a lot of work to get these things filled. I do have an advantage as I have all this land. You know, I'm going to take the tractor down, get some of that good dirt out of where all those trees are, where year after year the leaves just keep falling and piling up. So that's something for me that I'm going to take advantage of. You may not have that, but there's still ways to get them filled. It's just a matter of how much work it is. That's one thing about Tennessee. You're going to have rocks in your dirt. In a bed like this, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but when I lay it out, I like to dig out the low spot. That way you get a little bit of extra filler in here by lowering it. You know, you could raise that end, but that's that much more fill dirt. So try to stay away from that as much as possible. Beans. Just got to lower this corner a bit and we'll be good. We're good. I'm going to go gather some material. I have the forks of my tractor, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab these cherry logs and we're going to use these for the retaining wall. I might even hollow these out and plant some flowers in there or something. You want to say hi to the cows? Hello, cows. They are about ready to get out on pasture. Can anybody tell me how we can send a man to the moon, send vehicles to Mars, but we can't make tractor seats that don't rip? I don't understand it. And it's not like this tractor is 100 years old. Beans already knows where we're going. In just a few weeks, we're going to have grass growing, and I've got to get all this cleaned up by the time the grass starts to grow. And several reasons why I wanted Luke to leave material here is I have to get my raised bed filled. I'm planning on using a lot of this to fill it. We are going to break out the old chainsaw. I grabbed the 260 today. So we are going to cut some of these logs into manageable pieces that will fit into the garden beds. That sun's coming out. I'm going to go ahead and take my jacket off right now. We're going to go ahead and hopefully get this chainsaw fired up and get some of these logs cut to a manageable size. I should walk back and get my truck so I can get this in one load. Oop, I could have pulled a little closer. Looks like it's time to get the chainsaw. I thought I cut those 10 inches, but obviously I'm not that smart. It might be easier to cut it against the grain. All right. Got a little bit of sawdust, a little bit of wood. Now it looks like we have a lot of wood in there, a lot of sticks, branches, that sort of thing, and we do. But the hardest thing to keep in mind if you're new to gardening is we are not building this soil for this year's plants. Everybody wants to go in and have tomatoes 6 feet tall and beef masters that are that big if you're planting tomatoes, but nobody's going to get that in their first year. The key to gardening is just small improvements each year. And then in about 4 to 5 years, you have yourself some really, really good soil that will offer the proper nutrients for whatever type of vegetables you are growing, or herbs or flowers or whatever. So I'm going to add a few more sticks, and then I'm going to go get some wood chips, and then I'm going to go down in the woods there and get some soil and dump in there. And doing it this way, you're going to have a lot of settling, even by summer. You know, every time it rains, that dirt that is in there, it's going to wiggle its way down to the bottom through all those little branches and all the crevices or crevasses if you're over the pond. But that's what we're going to do. I don't know how much it'll settle, maybe 4 to 5 inches. So I'm only going to fill this bed, up past, just right up to about here. The reason I do that is I want to keep adding amendments to my soil. So I'll have the room to do that. Those branches, the smaller branches, they'll break down by this winter. The larger pieces of, I think that was poplar I put in there. You know, it'll take them 1.5, 2 years, maybe 3 years, just depends on how moist it is and all of those things. And as that breaks down, that'll be really, really good for the soil. So let's see, I would like to have my box blade on, but actually no, I'm gonna go grab some soil. I want that soil down in there, and then I'll put some wood chips. And that compost pile, it's not quite done. So, Beans, come on. I'm gonna see what I can get out of here. This is where I put my larger sticks, branches to compost. This has really settled. It was about 3 foot past the top rails there. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of soil in there. Look at all this I have to clean up, get wood chips, firewood, and this is just one little area. I got a whole nother side. I may have to bring the backhoe down here. Well, shoot, they got that blocked. Let me see if I can grab some off this bank. I don't think I want this. That's going to have too much rock in it. Get away from this road where probably at one point they put rock in. Beans is getting lazy. Come on, they used to run beside me. You're probably looking at this and thinking, well, that thing's pretty well full. I assure you, it is not. Well, hi there, Beans. Are you getting old? Oh, we already got some good worms in there. All right, if you're looking for a ratio, what to do here, I don't use a hard fast ratio, but what I try to do is 25% sticks, wood, material that's going to break down a little more slowly, 25% native soil, so that takes you up to 50%, and then 25% whatever you use, peat moss, whatever, that takes you up to 75%, and then 10-15% whatever is left of some good composted dirt, soil, the good stuff that you put on the top couple of inches while these things are breaking down. You always want a little bit of native soil. All right, that looks pretty decent. So this will be our percentage of our concoction. That'll be native soil. I might add a little bit of peat moss to this before I dump that in. That just adds some stability to the soil, lets it drain a little better. A little bit more peat moss. Oop. That one might be a little big. I'll probably twist my ankle on that one. So I'm going to grab a bucket of that almost finished compost, and it still has wood chips in it, so that'll help that water just work its way down to the bottom of this bed. All right, then I add always 2 bags of black cow, and this bed will be done. Does anybody else have this trouble with their goats getting out? I'm sure I'm the only one. Hey there, little ladies and kind sir. Oh shoot, I just turned the fence back on. You're gonna have to find your way around. Part of this video series is to be an ongoing all summer, all year long. So I have to cut the video at some point. I probably have video time, probably about 4 hours of video in what I've done so far to get this garden ready. And that's probably 35, 40 hours of work crunched down into an acceptable length of the video. So I didn't want this video to be 118 hours. So I decided to cut it off. Are you even listening? Can you hear me? Can you see? Oh, sorry. My mistake. So that is great camouflage. And hopefully you can see me a little better now. So I decided to cut it off after I made this first bed. What I've done is in the 4 beds that I have completed, I did each one a little bit different way because I do have some advantages with the tractor here, with the loader, and I've got all that good soil down in those woods that's just been having leaves dropped on it for decades, centuries, whatever. So I did each one a little bit different, including one controversial garden bed, of which some people make it controversial. I've never had any problems with it. You see a pile of wood chips there. I've got about 10 times that all throughout the farm here, so I'm going to start bringing those up and lining the garden with those wood chips, and then over the years those will break down and make really good soil all through there. So this will be an ongoing video series. If you want to watch somebody start a garden from scratch, see all the mistakes, all the goofy and dumb things that I'll end up doing in this garden, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, follow along, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. And if you would kindly, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see what this garden looks like at the end of the summer. But as always, thanks for watching.